Hello guys, I just want to take some time to talk about lookup columns. I see a lot of clients using SharePoint as a data source, but they tend to use lookup columns because they think they need to do that to make a relational database. I want to show you why I recommend staying away from lookup columns entirely and how you can replicate a lookup column by yourself. So here we go. So I want to start by showing you the SharePoint list that I'm using that we'll use for this demo. Here it is here, so it's just a master list that I put together here with some dummy data. But really what we're going to be taking a look at is this lookup column here. We have a lookup column to our technician list, and then I also have a technician column that is just plain text. So we're going to explore the differences, the advantages, disadvantages of either one. So let's jump into the demo Power App. So let's select one out of the list. You can see here that I have one representing the plain text, one representing the actual lookup itself. I kept out some of the other values since we're focusing on that. So up above is just the normal form control. When you have a form, you can always add additional fields here. The nice thing is it knows it's a lookup field. As you look through, you can see, hey, this is a lookup field. Let's see, modified by is technically a lookup field as well. Those are systems. There it is, the tech ID and tech as well. So these are lookup columns too. You know, out of box, it does do a pretty good job of putting this together for you. You can see under items that it's saying that it is the choices of the master dot, well, technician. And you can see in the preview of the data, we're getting back the ID from our technician list as well as, well, the value, the name of the technician as well. And this works really straightforward. You can see the drop-down's already populated. We can select. But if you're looking to do more complex Power Apps that really have a better user design, you're going to be using the function patch quite a bit. And this is where lookup columns really kind of get in your way. Patching a lookup column is a little complex compared to just patching a text column. So let me show you how to actually recreate this lookup column here as a text. So let's get started. We'll insert another control, input. We can do a drop down or we can do a combo box. I kind of like combo boxes, to be honest. I'm actually going to lay this over the top of that text for now. I'll show you what's happening underneath. Now the items, they're just going to give you the sample, so let's point that to our technicians SharePoint list. And if you take a look under actions, before I started the video, or under view rather, the data sources, I did attach technicians as a data source, so we can reference that here. And if we do the drop down, let's specify what fields we want to show. So over here, fields, and we want technician name, and search field doesn't quite matter right now for this example. So let's take a look at there we go, the names come in. So select the name. Right now it has multiple selections, so let me put that so it's just a single selection for us. Allow multiple, so I'll turn that off. Now, the question is how do I write this back necessarily? We're going to do that in a patch function. So let's insert a button. On that button, we're going to do patch. And specify what list we're actually going to patch. We're going to patch the master list. We're going to specify a record. Since we already have a record, we can actually use just the gallery dot selected. There's our record, gallery dot selected on the first page. We've selected that already, and we're going to update just that column. So we're going to do open squiggly, close squiggly, and then in the middle of that, we're actually going to write out the column name, which the text column name is just called technician. There it is. And technician is this combo box. So combo box 1. So let's go back. Technician is combo box 1 dot selected, and then let's specify just the name, tech name. Perfect. Now let's close this. Now, if we were to actually stick with the lookup column, so down here, we're going to replicate a lookup column and do a patch on a lookup. And you'll see it's a bit more complex when you have to do a custom form and utilize patch. So let's get started with that one. I'm actually just going to copy this control. I'll paste it. Everything's going to be the same here for this lookup column. Now, if we actually want to patch this lookup column, I'll show you how to do that. Let's go back over to our button that we created to actually submit this and do a patch on that particular record. Let's do Shift Enter, go to a new line. Don't forget to put your comma. And we'll type the column name for the lookup column this time. It's just called tech. And tech, let's see here, tech would be our new combo box, which is combo box 1 underscore 1 dot selected dot So you can see here, this is where the complexity actually starts to come in. It's not as simple as just passing an ID over or even passing the value over, being that it is a lookup column and it's actually looking for a JSON response, an actual object. So let me paste in the format of that object and I can break it down for you here. So instead of combo box.selected.id, let's do a new line here. So we're still underneath tech. What you'll need is an open squiggly. The big thing here is the OData type. That's what it's looking for. So for a lookup column, this is always the same. For a person column, it's a little bit different, but the principle is the same as well. So you can see here, anytime you're going to do a patch on any lookup column, the OData type is always going to be Microsoft.Azure.Connectors.SharePoint.SPList expanded reference. As for the ID, now we can actually come in here, since we know the ID from the combo box, choose our combo box.selected.id. We'll do the same for value. Combo box.selected.value. You see all our errors went away here. So just to kind of expand out, let's format this and take a closer look. So again, we're doing the patch just as we did before with the technician column that's just a text column. And this one was really straightforward, combo box underscore dot selected and the name. Now a technician, if you're using a lookup, you can see here we have to specify the OData type, the ID, and the value. So you can see it's a lot more complex than just a straight text. This is one of the reasons why I highly, highly recommend staying away from lookup columns. Doesn't mean that you cannot utilize drop-down controls or combo boxes, but your patch functions are going to be So much cleaner, so much easier to write, and visually cleaner as well if you're going back and trying to debug things. Close this down. Click that, make sure no errors happen. And that's it. That's the main difference between a text column and a lookup column in terms of patch. Thanks, guys.